All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, the sidekick for this broadcast. Next to me is the main hombre, the top dog, the
Hello.
host and creator of this program, Out La Belle. And
Welcome everybody to Western Cinema.
yes, and well, today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to be watching the first two episodes of the Yellowstone origin story, as it says, 1883, starring Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, Isabel May, along with LaMonica Garrett, James Jordan, with, of course, Billy Bob Thornton and Sam Elliott. So, been looking forward to this
Billy
one.
Bob Thornton's not in this one.
Well, okay, I know he's in the show at some point, but we'll get to him when he shows up.
I don't remember him being in this one. He's in The Landman, but you don't have to be a Yellowstone expert. This particular miniseries, it's a very cinematic for a series that's on television. It's a very cinematic TV show. So it every episode plays like a mini movie, and if you haven't seen it, you'll well, you could be the judge for yourself. And I just think it's very cinematic, and it, although it's a fictional story, it tells a very good Western fictional story that I think you'll enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
We are restricted by the copyright law,
Unfortunately,
and
yes.
rules and regulation of YouTube, so we can't show this on the YouTube because we'd be sued by Paramount and other. So yeah, we can't show that. Will be commentary, and we'll flash that banner when we go to the screening room. Should be, where is it? There it is. There, that screening room. Well, it's over there. I want to say hello to Andrea Black, fellow resident polar bear. Watch out if you might get hungry. How Snortopoopus. And of course, the bird lady of YouTube. Watch out for that second channel of hers, Fluff Chick Productions. All right, so we'll head on over there to the screening room, and I will push play. It does have a little synopsis. The Dutton family embarks on a journey west to flee poverty and seek a better future. James arrives in Texas, where he and his family prepare to make their way through the Great Plains, search of a new home and promise of opportunity. All right. First episode is 1 hour and 7 minutes. And away we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, go.
Hello to Daniel Barry's Sports Highlights.
The first pilot episode is 1883.
Mm-hmm.
As of most stories, we begin at what may be the end. Start at the end to get to the. It's Isabella May.
Mhm.
Before the show came out, didn't know who the heck she was, but she really puts up a fantastic performance. As you will see.
Mhm. Yeah. I first saw her in a movie called Run, Hide, Fight with Thomas Jane, Rhoda Mitchell, and Treat Williams. It was kind of Die Hard in high school. And of course, we're in the midst of a Indian raid where no one is being spared, or at least somebody trying to make it look like Indians anyway. Um, yeah. That was a boring conversation anyway.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, and I'm going to say this up front. I am not going to get attached. I'm I'm not expecting most of these people to still be with us by the end. First episode written and directed by Taylor Sheridan. And I understand he pops up in this too at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
The mustache, Sam Elliott. It is definitive role. I mean, he's been in so many great films, and another stellar, outstanding performance by Sir Sam Elliott. Yeah, pretty grim. Smallpox.
My pox.
He, the story's basically telling itself. wife and daughter falling to the illnesses of the time because they didn't have cures or vaccinations. What he does here, I don't blame him.
Has to be kind
Probably
of
would
has
have
to be
done the
done
same
too.
thing.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah. His house goes up fast. I don't know if he put anything, an accelerant down, but it went up fast from just throwing that one torch of fire. You could see all the pain and agony in that man's eyes. He does such a good job at portraying that.
And long time no see. Hello to Lady V, Elements channel member. The Cosme link
Lady.
should be in the chat. We're about 10 minutes into the first episode of 1883.
Yep.
We now have the now an attack on a wagon.
Yeah, the Dutons are being chased by banditos,
Bam!
outlaws, horse thieves. This is the what? This was the West back then.
Well, guess you better get on down there then, eh? Oh, this is about to get messy.
Yeah.
Well, you better.
He's bringing out his sniper rifle.
All right, that's good to know. Yeah, let us know in the chat if there are any like audio issues or anything. Sometimes it's a matter of just refreshing
Yeah.
or changing devices. Sometimes.
Yeah.
This is my first time seeing this, folks. Believe it or not. So if I'm a little quiet, I'm kind of deferring to Bill on this one. He's the Yellowstone
Yeah.
expert. I'm just I'm along for the ride on this one, guys. Oh, okay. Adrenaline. Yeah. How many did you take out? 5.
Right of you.
It's not bad.
It was a sharpshooter in the war.
Hmm. Quick, let's go to a commercial. Hell's Half Acre, Fort Worth, Texas. And for those of you who might not see this broadcast live, I do want to remind everybody, of course, that this series is currently airing on Paramount Plus, so it can be
Yep.
found there as well. Um, I don't know what Taylor Sheridan's deal with Universal is going to do to change that in the future. If that's going to mean that Paramount's going to keep Yellowstone or not, that's kind of for the future to decide.
Yeah.
And we got enough establishing shots there to tell me we're probably going to be in this town for a bit,
Yeah.
or around it.
Short time.
We're not called Hell's Half Acre for nothing.
Pickpocket. he knows he's freaking pickpocket.
Which was shifty over here. Wow. Okay.
Should have never stole from him. He's a thief. Yeah, they don't like take the thieves in that town. Frontier justice.
And hello to Sci-Fi Mombi.
I didn't run.
Please feel free to join us if you're not in the middle of anything. We're still in the first
Hey,
episode.
Sci-Fi Mombi. Thank you. So here we have our immigrants. They want to go west. They want to go to Oregon.
Hello in the chat to Santiago Chavez. Thank you for joining us.
And yes, they use the Oregon Trail.
Where do you want to go to Oregon for? Won't nothing grow there? Oh, wrong movie. Sorry, guys. Crap, give us a try. Number of people did use oxes to pull their wagons. We'll be talking about that a little bit later in the trivia section. All of this, huh? Yeah. Time for some spring cleaning, folks.
And they don't know how to swim. Yeah, you can.
Do they know how to die? Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you hire that fellow with the shotgun?
It's a long road. 2,000 miles.
Quick, you're scaring the Germans. And why do I not have a problem with that?
Now, I don't know how many of you actually ever played the Oregon Trail. This is far more worse than the Oregon Trail, that game that we played when we were kids.
Yeah.
This actually shows you the horrors of making a journey.
All is not okay. Probably. Maybe. Yeah, you might want to get that fellow down from there. Okay. Back to movie A. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine.
Yeah, this guy's the resident creepazoid.
Hmm. Jeez. Okay.
Damn.
Who died and made you the Wicked Witch of the West? Oh, gee, thank you, Nellie Olson. Okay.
Yeah.
This fellow was in the TV series version of Taken.
Timestamp 32:23.
I was just about to say this. Anywhere, everywhere, all at once. Prequel is weird.
You were saying?
Hmm.
You're looking at him.
Good.
The sister's really got to stick up her ass. I don't know. Impressionable boy hearing language he shouldn't be hearing. So we're still in Fort Worth, trying to get these immigrants ready to go make the journey.
How'd you guess? Yeah, what do you charge by the hour? Oh, wait.
No, you don't get to know that. I'm trying to get to know me, woman.
Oh, you tried too hard. Thank you and good night. Sam Elliott, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Elliott. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is why he doesn't do 2 shows a night anymore. All right. Hey.
We're exactly 50 minutes in.
Jeez. Well, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah, no. He just plops down on the bed right beside her. Who's on the bed? Not your room, and then she's not house. Yeah, he's an evil man. Evil man got to go.
Thank you. Okay, there, Bill.
Yeah, just something in the air, make me sneeze. Bathroom, toilet, outhouse, water closet, toilet. The French word. It's a French word. Let's have an argument about it.
Okay. Lord. Oh, fee, fi, fo, fum.
Rain
Yeah,
check
so
for
we don't make sure they die. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're being checked for this pox.
Yeah.
And yes, they were all natural back then. Oh God, that's got the pox.
I got sick. It happens. Come on. You can't go. That's why.
Yep, there was no cure whatsoever. No hope.
Can't stay.
You think when our pandemic was crazy?
Yeah. This was very highly contagious.
Yeah,
And what some lesser humans would do would be to like sell blankets and stuff that people had been sick with smallpox, and then they would sell the blankets, and then that's how they would kill a lot, like off Indians and immigrants and stuff like that.
That was the first part.
All right. And now on to episode 2, entitled Behind Us a Cliff. Of course, reminder once again that if you are not listening to this broadcast live, that the series can be found on Paramount Plus, and it's also
Yep.
on, I believe, on
Yep.
Blu-ray. Church
Yep.
Battle of Antietam, September 17th, 1862.
This one's 59 minutes long, a little bit shorter. Here we see our main character. It's a little bit more hair.
Yeah.
And of course, he was fighting for the South.
And Tom Hanks in an uncredited cameo as General George Meade, who, as we know from the Gettysburg film, became commander of the Union Army.
It's hard to believe that's Tom Hanks under all that rusty beard. Two guys, officers on the opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yep.
Funny that MTV had a part in this. Mentioned that MTV now no longer.
Written by Taylor Sheridan, directed by Ben Richardson.
Got a point there. Because he's still a boy.
Don't get weird on me, kid.
Yeah.
Would it be a spoiler for me to ask which character does the boy grow up to be in
It grows up
later
to be
shows?
Harrison Ford character in
Oh, okay,
1943
okay.
or
That was
1923.
1923. Yeah, I
Just
was wondering. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is it's probably one of my favorites out of all the series. I mean, from beginning to end, and as you can tell, it's very cinematic. It doesn't play out like a show at all. Each one of them, so in my mind, is a little movie.
Never heard it called that before. Hey, you two assholes want a job? Well, hell, you're out of excuses. Hello to Gambit the First. We're a few minutes into episode 2.
Tales of the Road. Yeah. Now she sees the travelers getting sick from drinking the water.
Well, they were told not to drink the damn water.
Microbes in the water. They don't know how any better, and they just.
And we're going to be talking about that Gambit when we get to the trivia section at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment, Gambit. The photography in this is something else. Absolutely. That's why I say it plays more like a mini movie than a TV show. More cinematic than most TV shows, but a lot of shows that nowadays are cinematic. She's upset because
Whoa!
wore she rode a horse. It's like, how can you get upset? And that's just her aunt. It's like, are you really sassing me for riding a horse? daughter or her cousin, they're not nice people. They're not good. I mean,
No.
but I still wouldn't wish to what happens to them to anybody. It's a I hate to say it, but they're ill informed and ill educated, and the detectives that think they know everything.
Hello to FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim, watching episode 2 of 1883.
Yep. And your heart goes out for them, but man, if they would just have listened to the people who knew better. Cholera killed a lot of people back in early times.
Well, I'd tell you, but it might be one of those Sexmas systems deals.
Yeah, yeah, FKH, I love it. The Oregon Trail, you have died of dysentery. We were talking about the Oregon Trail earlier on the early episode. This is a good depiction of how hard it was on settlers and back then. And they're going Texas, their destination, Oregon. I should be saying, place your bets, place your bets, place your bets. Who's gonna make it? Who's gonna make it? Who's gonna make it?
Find a lady. Find a lady. Come on. Oh, boy.
They're the banditos, horse thieves, vagabonds, evil men. You could say I'm going. See what? Pacific. Yeah, snakes like warmth, and where do they find warmth? Humans. That's where they get bitten. The bad thing about rattlesnake venom, it breaks the tissue down where the bite, and it destroys it. Pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. Nowadays we got anti venoms, but I can't imagine ever being bit by a rattlesnake. That would be like so much pain. Pain you don't want to experience. We have a buck that drowned in the water. A longhorn. This girl's a cowgirl. She likes it. She likes it. Yeah, they still haven't left the state of Texas. Bunch of Germans getting drunk. They're chillaxing it.
I had this really weird dream, Mama, that I was an archaeologist in the 1930s.
this lady, her sister, she's got the worst attitude I've ever seen on a woman. Like, damn, woman, nothing makes you happy.
Because we are going to lonesome dove the shit out of this thing. Yeah, most likely.
She, yeah, she getting up. What kind of woman drinks coffee? About everybody in the free world nowadays. How, how she's like searing her eyes through her because she's drinking coffee. Like, it's coffee, it's a beverage. So what? So what if she's drinking it?
You ate
Timestamp
them.
3551. Now she goes to opens her mouth to these guys where she can never, ever open her mouth too. Yeah, this is a mistake.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas woman.
You didn't have to throw rocks at him, you dumbass. Oh, she got that double barrel.
And she pissed off the Germans.
Yeah. Well, that woman should have never opened her mouth and never did what she did. That was just pure stupidity. Okay, her boy's alive.
Well, he better be. We're going to need him later.
Yeah. Well, it's her own damn actions who did cause this, and she's all drooling from it at the mouth. He sees her without the bonnet. Like, it's pretty for me.
Man. And Billy Bob Thornton as Marshal Timothy Isaiah Courtwright, who is known as Long Haired Jim. And he is a real life character. We'll be talking about him later. Mm. What about you?
Oh yeah, here's the Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
That he was in this.
Oh, I knew he was in this because this is the only part I've seen.
Okay.
Dance with the girls, dance with the girls. How did you get a bar? He fancies himself a gun. There's only one killer in Fort Worth, and that's me. Thank you, and good night. Billy Bob Thornton, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that there Marshall fella helped us out a bit.
Just a tad.
Yeah. Because I'm figuring by the end of this, there's going to be a ranch they're going to end up at. It's very lonesome dove, this thing. I'm digging it.
Yeah. And that's her sister. Her older sister.
I don't know how, but apparently, yeah.
I get that she's a widow, but look at all the what she did and what it cost her.
Oh, are you architects then? Sorry. Okay. Yes, Your Honor, I agree. I was being argumentative.
Seven. Oh my God. Well, maybe if you weren't so bitter and
Yeah.
And Harlequin romances were born.
Oh, she did it! She did it! She did. I guess it was his sister. At least he had to know how to stick around with a shovel and bury her.
Well, I couldn't do it, so. And remember, folks, he was going to. Still might. I don't know. All right. Well, that was the first two episodes of 1883.
Yep.
Shall I consult the scrolls?
You shall.
All right. The first two episodes aired December 19th, 2021. The filming locations for episode one were 202 North Houston Street, Granbury, Texas, for the Calhoun Hotel Bar. 2021 West Exchange Avenue, Fort Worth, for the Hell's Half Acre exterior scenes. All right. On to the trivia for part one. In the opening scene, Elsa Dutton incorrectly claims that the term Great American Desert was coined by professors who remained safely in the distance. Historical records indicate that this description of the American Midwest, including the Nebraska Territory, Kansas, Oklahoma, and the Dakotas, were actually originated with explorer Zebulon Pike. During the early 1800s, Pike traveled through and mapped the region following the Louisiana Purchase of 1803. when the vast territory officially became part of the United States. While fighting to repel her attacker, Elsa heard him shout, "She's a wild one." This specific phrase, "she's a wild one," serves as a direct reference to the debut single "Wild One" by Faith Hill, who portrays Elsa's mother, Margaret Dutton. The song achieved significant commercial success, maintaining the #1 position on the Billboard Hot Country Singles and Tracks chart for 4 consecutive weeks. When the opening scene displays a caption for Hell's Half Acre, while set in Fort Worth, the actual filming location is Granbury, Texas. The real Hell's Half Acre is situated in the downtown district of Fort Worth, specifically within the Sundance Square area, which is located approximately 1 hour northeast of Granbury. Sam Elliott's character, Shay Brennan, tells the immigrants they are fools for having oxen on their train rather than horses. The truth is that most pioneers used oxen rather than horses for pulling their wagons west, unlike the depiction in most westerns. Oxen are slower but better suited for such trip because they are stronger, able to endure under duress, and are less picky eaters. Are more sure-footed, can pull better fully loaded wagons up mountains, are less easily spooked, and upon arrival at a destination would be better suited to farm life. Brennan forces the immigrant husband and wife to leave town because they have smallpox. He tells them they're going to die. In reality, he's overstating it a bit. While smallpox is deadly, it's more deadly to children rather than adults. Overall, it has a survival rate of about 70%, although survivors often have scarring and or blindness. Presidents Lincoln and Washington suffered from smallpox when they were younger and recovered. Even so, the fact that his wife and daughter died of it would certainly affect his perspective. James Dutton's rifle, the single-shot Winchester 1885 Highwall, was the first commercially produced firearm of famous gun designer John Moses Browning, and his first collaboration with the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Browning would go on to design numerous firearms and patents still in use, including the Winchester 1894 30-30 lever-action rifle, the M2 Modus 50 caliber machine gun, and the model 1911 automatic pistol. LaMonica Garrett's character, Thomas, is likely based on Bass Reeves, 1838-1910, who was an American law enforcement official historically noted as the first black deputy U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi River. He worked mostly in Arkansas and the Oklahoma Territory. Note, there's also a Taylor Sheridan series based on the life of Bass Reeves. There is, it's also said that the Lone Ranger was at least in part based on him. And so is Denzel Washington's character in Magnificent Seven. All right. In the German dub, the immigrants are not German, but Romanian. And when Joseph translates to them, he translates German to Romanian instead of English to German. As cinematographer Ben Richardson was Emmy nominated for his work on this episode. The show was shot over a period of 5 months, almost entirely on location. Isabel May was cast after she auditioned for a role in The Mayor of Kingstown, which caught Taylor Sheridan's eye. Sheridan wrote the part of Elsa specifically for her and refused to consider any other actors for the role. The original title for the series was Y, 1883, tying it more firmly in with the Mothership Yellowstone series. Cold temperatures and rudimentary facilities meant this was a very difficult shoot for cast and crew. Faith Hill called it one of the hardest things she'd ever done. The budget for the entire series was $175 million, with the total tally bringing it down to $169 million. Taylor Sheridan completed the pilot script for the show in just a week. In the quest for authenticity, female cast members were not allowed to wear cosmetics or shave their underarm hair. Yes, I noticed. Cell service was at a premium out in the wilds, too, so most of the cast happily dispensed with their cell phones for this shoot. Although it's not tacitly said, it is clear that Shea Brennan's wife and daughter have died of smallpox at the start of the episode. The series was previewed when Tim McGraw and Faith Hill made a flashback appearance in the opening episode of the 4th season of Yellowstone. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are married in real life. This is the first time they've appeared together on screen. Isabel May had to learn how to ride a horse for the series. Composers Brian Tyler and Bretton Vivian were Emmy nominated for their work on this episode. All of the actors had to attend a 3-week cowboy camp to acclimatize themselves to the rigors of shooting and working outdoors. All right, let me get on over to episode 2 here. Okay. Filming locations for episode 2. 302 West Exchange Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas, for the White Elephant Saloon. And of course, all of the exteriors were shot in Fort Worth. On to the trivia. Let's see. The episode title is a reference to Yellowstone Season 2, Episode 8, which was entitled Behind Us Only Gray. Tom Hanks plays General George Meade in a flashback to the Civil War. General Meade was famously known for defeating Robert E. Lee in the Battle of Gettysburg. On April 9, 1865, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant at the home of Wilmer McLean in the village of Appomattox Courthouse, effectively ending the American Civil War. This specific date carries additional weight in the narrative of 1883 as it marks the 18th birthday of Elsa Dutton. The history of the McLean family is defined by a remarkable historical coincidence. The first major land battle in the Civil War, the Battle of Bull Run, took place on McLean's property in Manassas. Seeking to escape the violence of the conflict, he moved his family to the quiet village of Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia. In a twist of profound irony, McLean later observed that the war began in his backyard and ended in his parlor. The wild herd includes Herefords, a breed imported from Britain. The first of this breed in Texas arrived in Fort Worth some 7 years before this story takes place. The owners who had purchased them in Chicago immediately drove them to Henrietta, some 85 miles to the northwest of Fort Worth. Considering the expense, it is doubtful they would have allowed any to stray, and most likely not 40 miles east where the protagonist might find them, but it is beyond imagining. It's not beyond imagining. Ben Richardson directed half of the series episodes. Richardson is normally a cinematographer on Yellowstone, and indeed was the director of photography on the first episode of 1883. Okay. Billy Bob Thornton plays Marshal Jim Courtright in this episode. Billy Bob Thornton also stars in the leading role of another Taylor Sheridan project, Landman, which we brought up.
Which has had 2 seasons so far.
Mm-hmm. Billy Bob Thornton's character, long-haired Jim Courtright, was actually killed in a gunfight in front of the White Elephant Saloon in 1887. Each year on the anniversary, the gunfight is reenacted on Exchange Street in front of the present-day White Elephant Saloon in the historic Fort Worth stockyards. Okay. this goes a little deeper into things. Billy Bob Thornton played Timothy Isaiah Longhaired Jim Courtright, who was in 1876 the first elected marshal of Fort Worth, Texas, and by 1883 was a U.S. deputy marshal. In addition to, quote, keeping the peace in Hell's Half Acre, the red light district of Old Fort Worth, Courtright is said to have engaged in gunfighting for hire, racketeering, and private investigation. Thornton's pivotal scene in 1883 takes place in the White Elephant Saloon, located at the time in Hell's Half Acre. Today, the White Elephant is in the historic Fort Worth stockyards. On February 8th, 1887, Courtright was killed in a shootout with gambler and gunfighter Luke Short in front of the White Elephant Saloon. Courtright's funeral was attended by hundreds of Fort Worth residents. Luke Short died in 1893. Both men are buried in the Oakwood Cemetery in Fort Worth. And that is it for this week.
Okay.
The scrolls are closed.
Next week, we'll come back. We'll show you episode 3, The River. It has a short runtime of 43 minutes. Aired on December 26, 2021. And then episode 4, The Crossing, has a runtime of 55 minutes. That was aired on January 9th, 2022. So we hope you liked the show enough to come back and visit us next week and watch along. It was nice seeing y'all again. Thanks for... yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Lady Miss. Very welcome. You don't know how much we appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot. You show up to our little weekly program, you know. So that's what we have for next week. We hope you maybe be able to drop by this Thursday for a action theater and action adventure month. We'll be playing the 1986, yes, 40 years anniversary of Big Trouble in Little China, starring Russell Crowe.
No.
Did I say Russell Crowe? Russell Crowe. I didn't mean Russell Crowe. Kurt Russell. Yeah. God damn it. What is this?
It is Russell.
I knew his name was Russell.
We are all Russell.
My brain is farting. I'm sorry.
Damn it, man.
I'm sorry.
Get it together.
I don't know why I would even say that. Bad outlaw. Bad outlaw. All right. That's what we got coming up for you in the coming week.
Right on.
Tell them what you have in store.
All right. As for myself, here in a little over an hour will be the next episode of Unscripted. And if I still have a channel after tonight's episode, I will be joined tonight for reserved seats by first-time guest, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. And we're going to be celebrating the 5th anniversary of his program, Toxic Tuesday. I'm going to talk about the current state of comic books and what's going to be coming up for his channel. So it should be a fun one. So stay tuned for that. Tuesday, I'll be joined by Troy Pacelli, Netters Network, and Aged Boomer for the next episode of Live from Sparkwood in 21. We're going to be watching episode 6 from season 2 of Twin Peaks, entitled Lonely Souls. And let's see. Thursday, of course, we'll be joining Bill for the next episode of Action Theater, which is going to be Big Trouble in Little China, as we've said. And of course, join us right back and join me later that night for the next episode of Coming Attractions, where you get to find out what I'm going to be up to next week. And I'm hoping to get an unboxing video out either sometime early tomorrow, or I don't know if I have time. I don't know about tonight, but certainly tomorrow at some point. All right. I do want to thank everyone who joined us. I know Santiago Chavez was in the Cosme chat, as well as Andrea Black. Do, and of course, want to thank once again Lady V. Welcome back. As well, of course, as Connie, Tim, Gambit, Snortopoopas Cuber, Sci-Fi Mombi stopped by, Daniel Barry's Sports Highlights. I'm sure Daniel's probably put out 10 or 12 videos just since we've been on. So please go to his channel and check those out, especially if you're a sports fan. And yeah. And of course, thank you, Bill, for once again allowing me to be the sidekick for this show. And we had at one point over 60 people watching live. So thank you to everyone who tuned in, even if it was only for a few moments. And we're going to be back next week with the next 2 episodes.
Yep, the river and the crossing.
Indeed.
And as I always like to say, at the end of these, always remain to be excellent to one another. Party on. And we'll see you at the next one. Wait.
Did I actually say my closing?
No, you didn't say it. I'm sure people are waiting for your
as I always say at the end of every broadcast from HQ, our second home office in Arizona, and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win. Also, don't drink the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're near, don't drink river water. Boil it first.
Yeah. You gotta be
lots
careful.
of microbes. Yeah.
Microbes are not your friend.
Yes.
Good night.
And don't throw the rocks at the